Hey, it is I, Gillian, and I'm back with another episode of The Conscious Cougar, where it is always about wisdom, fitness, and beauty, by any means necessary. And today, I guess our focus is in the area of wisdom. Wisdom, but then also fitness, like psychological, emotional fitness, as a result of exercising the wisdom. And this wisdom is in the area of your intention to transition from one way of being to another. And this, I'm kind of talking careers here. I'm talking about, maybe you're in retirement and you're moving from where you've been living all these years to a whole new situation, or whatever it is. For me, it's from one career to another. This is my third career for my adulthood. So what I want to share with you is my process as I do this, because it is frickin' It's huge. I'm starting to feel way more excited than nervous. But, you got to wonder, how do you make this happen? Are you doing the right thing? Oh my God, how long will it take? I mean, what should I do first? And so that's why I recommend creating a project plan. And I like to do mine on an Excel sheet, but basically, it is just I think I'm showing you photos. There it is. In fact, I'm going to do better than that. I'm going to interrupt myself and show you an actual live project sheet. This is an Excel sheet. Love them. It always starts here with what your intention is. And this one is to eliminate unneeded stuff and thin my belongings, becoming almost a minimalist. And this will be evidenced by, what is your goal? And then how is it that you're going to see that? That'll be evidenced by 50% reduction in the amount of belongings and an average of 8 on my rating scale by January 31st. Okay, so, and what is that about the rating scale? You'll have to trust me, that's a different process that I promised to teach you, and it has to do with following along with how you feel. Basically, what you want is never really the thing. It's about how the thing makes you feel. It's not the Maserati, it's what it feels like to own the Maserati, to have that accessible to you. So in order to do this thing that I need to do, to clear my stuff down to 50% and whatnot, which is going to give me a feeling of freedom and whatnot as I do it, I need to break this into pieces. Okay, so let's say I even decide to do the living room. What am I going to do in the living room? I need to not just say living room, do the living room. That's too overwhelming. Break it into 3-foot tosses. And even some of these things that I have here might seem a little bit bigger than I can do for a day. And so on this side over here, in this column, expected completion date. You write in the completion date. I expected to get the entire living room handled by July 5th. And I just made this up, by the way. It's not really real. But the actual completion date was July 17th. And that needs to be okay. And it's your project sheet. So as you're coming up on something, let's say this originally right here, it might have said, oops. Wow, really? It might have said that I needed to box the albums and DVDs for sale by the 10th of June. And as I was approaching that, I realized, oh my God, I'm too busy. I can't do it by the 10th. So I changed this date to the 15th of June, and then I executed it by the 15th of June, and I feel like a rock star. It's my project, damn it. So, it's not about appeasing anybody but myself, really. It's about making me feel better. And then I go to the next thing, which is about the kitchen. And I haven't totally set this up yet. And then there would be more stuff going down the list that you would create in this particular hypothetical project. Basically, it's just a way to itemize what you need to do in each category. So in order to get from A to Z, there may be several different departments that you need to deal with. And in each department, there may be several steps. And so that needs to be there so that you can check off each one and make it 3-foot tosses rather than, a great big football field all in one leap, because that'll just depress you. Then the other thing is you're putting in dates that you expect to have these things accomplished by, and then in the next column you're putting in when it actually happens. And if you feel like you're not going to make the date that you expect to have it done by, change it. So this is just really a way to itemize, and then as you think of, oh shoot, I also have to get a blah blah permit, or I have to, find a contractor, or I have to, whatever it is, add it to your list. I'm looking down at my list right now. I'm like, oh yeah, I want to inject a few things, insert more things. And if you're not great with Excel, you can do it in Word, you could do it, however you want to do it. But it's nice to do it on a computer so that you don't have to, erase and start all over with your pen and a piece of paper. So there's that. You want to have a plan. And as you're looking at your plan, you're actually envisioning what is reasonable. What can really happen? How much can you do? Step 2, multitasking may be something that you have to do in order to get your things started. For me, absolutely. But for me also, I have been multitasking since about 2010. And then when I graduated with my master's degree in 2012, I really started multitasking. So I was running the valet company, and then I was also doing what I called an apprenticeship with my coaching. And I did 600 hours of complimentary service for people. I did not charge them so that I could just, get good at what I do with that. And became a Reiki master teacher, and all kinds of things happened. But I knew that ultimately these are the things that I would be able to focus on instead of the valet company. I always knew that these things were part of my escape plan. So you have your plan, think it through, and then have a confidant, somebody who's on your side, somebody who is supportive, and in that support, like if this is something that needs to be trademarked first or something like that, use your discretion. But I highly recommend being able to verbalize and share with someone what your intention is and get their support for it. It just lights the fire even bigger, to make it happen. As you go through this, you want to follow your EGS. Make note of it and follow it. What? Not your GPS. I said EGS. Your emotional guidance system. What emotions are popping up for you as you go through this process? And you're listening to the thoughts that you're having. Are any of them self-defeating? Are any of them self-sabotaging? Are any of them fearful? Not feeling worthy? Feeling like surrendering to just the same old, instead of going for this exciting moment, so that ultimately you'll get really old one day and not know whether you could have made it into this new thing. Oh yeah. What's going on? What's the thought? And jot them down. And then you want to find a way to process them. Hopefully you have someone like me that you can go to and say, yo, I need an appointment. I had some things have come up and I need or you already know a way to process them yourself. But I tell you, those sort of things are great to be processed with other people. And they're usually lies. And sometimes we get hypnotized by them and we need somebody else to go, really? Do you really think that's true? And do some rationale for us so that sometimes we need somebody else. Another set of eyes, ears, another heart to hear the story and get the truth. Contemplate your vision. Contemplate what it is that you are wanting to create next, what you're wanting to get into next, what this project is next. Contemplate it, see yourself in it, and in doing that, you are doing visioning. You are doing a living, breathing vision. That's what I call it. Because you're seeing yourself in it. And as you do that, you're feeling emotion. There's emotion that's happening. That emotion is part of the law of attraction and how it works. I want to also say that because you're focusing on it, you are activating your reticular activating system. It's this area at the base of the brain, a bundle of nerves, that does a filtering process. And it's based on what you focus on. So now it's going to illumine for you. It's going to spotlight what you've been focused on. So for instance, I have a Jeep thing right now. Every other car I see is a Jeep. Literally. It's odd where I am. It's 50% Jeeps. And for others, it may not be that way. But all of a sudden, out of the blue, there were Jeeps everywhere. It was like, what the actual heck? So your reticular activating system, if you're focused on hate, all of a sudden it'll start showing you more instances of hate. If you're focused on love, yeah, it works like that. That's the reticular activating system is a very, very urgent part of the law of attraction and how it works. Conscious creation, right there. So yeah, choose what you want to focus on. See yourself living the life that you are creating, but see yourself living it like it's right now. Feel yourself. How are you feeling as you see yourself in it? And when I say see yourself, you're in it, like you can look down and see your lap. Okay? That's how in it you are. You're in it. And live it for a few minutes. That's a breathing, living vision. I recommend so much that people do those when they are creating something. That is it for now. I look forward to another installation of this topic, transitioning, especially when it's huge. And I look forward to your comments below too. I would love to know what you're doing. What's your transition? And what freaks you out about it? What excites you about it? Also, please, if you haven't subscribed, do. If you please click the button to click the the like thing, and that helps this circulate through YouTube for others who may be interested in the same topic. And then the little bell. If you click that, and it'll let you know when I do another one of these. Thank you so much. Wishing you a wonderful day. And yeah, talk to you soon.